And I was like, oh, actually, we're doing original music. And he was like, cannot work, one, cannot work. Before this, I would go to the studio, but then we just moved to a new place, and then we set up a studio in our own home. So I've been lucky. Phew, now I can work from home, but then that means I have to work even more now.
Yeah.
You don't have the excuse like, oh, I can't go down to the studio today. I cannot work, Some days you just want to just like scam a little bit and just kind of take a break. But the studio's right here. So, I mean, that's good. It kind of pushes me to make sure I get things done. Surprisingly, even though we get more time to rest and stuff like that, I have been quite stressed as well. So I think yoga has been a really good something that I can turn to, because I can't do the extreme sports. I can't go and do wakeboarding, because usually whenever you go wakeboarding, you don't think about anything else, because you just focus on not falling in your face.
Yeah,
because it hurts. And so I think yoga has been a really, really good time, especially in this time, to get to reflect. So I have an EP coming up. So that's what I'm working on. That'll be my first debut EP. I've released 3 singles already. So I released Burn, that was my first debut single, and then Mbai and Love Me Like That just like a month ago. So I was in LA last November, so that's like 1 year-ish. Yeah, so I was there, I was writing all these songs. So I wrote about 7 songs, and hopefully at least 5 will make it into the EP. Yeah, so it has been a very long process. So it's kind of strange, because like when I was there and I was writing, and this was 1.5 years ago, and like when you're writing, that kind of like it's a summation of my time there and like my experiences. But then the whole process is actually quite long. As much as I would have loved to release the music a lot sooner, but because there's a lot of planning and stuff like that, that was really a story of almost a year ago, and I really do want to get this story out so I can write new music. It has been a very, very interesting process. I remember we were in a like music shop, and then they were asking, we were buying some equipment, and then the uncle was like, oh, what do y'all do? And we're like, oh, actually, we're kind of musicians.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, you do cover or like originals? And I was like, oh, actually, we're doing original music. And he was like, cannot work, one, cannot work. And then we were a little bit like taken aback, and he was like, you know what? Uncle has been there before. Uncle used to be in a band, okay? But I'm telling you, you cannot do music in Singapore. It's not possible. Original. You want to do, you go play like covers or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
thanks for the vote of confidence.
Yeah, exactly. So we're like, Uncle, so rude. You just watch us.
Do you remember what store that was? Did you go back?
No, I cannot remember. It was one of those smaller, it wasn't one of the bigger chains of music equipment. I really cannot remember, but I remember how he said it, and I felt a little bit insulted, a little bit disappointed, but then at the same time, a little bit of drive to like, I'm gonna prove you wrong. But okay, usually it comes from various places. Sometimes it just could be a track that my friend has introduced to me that is like not like a blown up artist. It's one of those that I'm becoming artist. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Or sometimes it could be on TikTok, and I'm like, hey, that's kind of cool. Or on Instagram, and like just scrolling in the explore feed, and then I see some random artist. I'm like, oh, actually that's pretty inspiring as well. So it's funny, because I feel that nowadays I don't get as inspired by people who kind of really made it, but I get inspired by people who are also trying, because there's a lot of originality, and it's very inspirational. Okay, so what's coming up is that I'm working on finishing the EP, so hopefully that will come up within the next few months. And then, who knows? I really don't. Hopefully when this whole circuit breaker thing is over, maybe more shows in Singapore, maybe a concert, and then maybe traveling around the region as well, hopefully. But yeah, I think I've really barely started, even though it's so strange. It's like I just hit my first year anniversary of being a solo artist, but I feel like I barely scratched the surface, and I'm just excited to do more.
On Power 98 Love Songs.
We have to learn this Love Me Like a TikTok dance, and you have to teach it to us.
Yeah. It goes, love me like a lady, woman, baby, girl.
Okay.
So it's like up and then down,
I feel like a salmon swimming upstream, you know?
I am thoroughly